Welcome to the How to Make a Simple Button in Photoshop tutorial. Alright, first things first, after you open the Photoshop program, go up here to File, select New. For this, I'm just going to call this Button Template. And I'm going to be making a 100 pixel by 50 pixel button. And I'm going to leave it at 72 for the resolution. That's the standard for web, because this is where the button is going to be ending up, is on the web. Leave it at RGB, and I'll leave my contents at white. Click OK. Now I'm going to zoom in here on this so you can see it a little bit better. First, you're going to want to choose a color for your background. You do that by selecting the Paint Bucket tool over here. If you don't see it on there, then find the Gradient tool, click on it, hold down, and then select the Paint Bucket tool. Next, you're going to select a color. If your swatches palette isn't viewable, just go up to Windows, find Show Swatches. Mine says Hide because it's already there. Click on that. And I'm going to choose a color over here just by clicking on it. Now with the Paint Bucket tool still selected, click inside of your button and it fills it with that color. Next we're going to go up to Select, All, and go back up to Select, to Modify, to Border. For the width I'm going to choose 10 pixels. What that did was just moving the selection 10 pixels on all sides of your button. Next we're going to go up to Select again and Save Selection. And I'm going to call this Template. Hit OK. And now we're going to add some filter effects to this button here. We're going to go up to Filter, select Render, and then Lighting Effects. Under the Texture Channel option here, if it doesn't already have channel or template here, just click on it, find that template selection that you just saved, click on it, and it'll load it here. And I'm not going to play with much of the options here. You can experiment and play with them how you see fit. Also, you can change the direction of the light over here using this window over here. So when you're done with that, click OK. Next, we're going to add some type to this. I'm going to call this one my Home button. So I'm going to over to the toolbars, select the Type tool, click inside, and I'm going to type Home. I can't see it because it's the same color as my background, but we're going to change that. After you select what you just typed, you can go up here and change the font, change the style, color, orientation, all that stuff. So I'm going to change the color here by going back over to my swatches and selecting a color. Okay, now to move it, go over to your toolbar, click on the Move tool, and you can drag it with the Move tool, or you can just use the arrow keys on your keyboard. Okay, but I'm going to add an effect to my type here, so I'm going to go over to the Layers palette, right-click on the text layer thumbnail, go down and choose Blending Options. Again, a whole lot of options here for you to choose from. You can experiment, see what you like, but I'm just going to choose a simple drop shadow here and leave all the defaults and click OK. Move that out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to be saving this for a web page, as I said earlier, so I'm going to go up to here to File. Actually, before you start saving for web, you should always save it as a Photoshop file so you can go back and edit it later. I'm just going to save that right there. Alright, now we're going to save this for web. So go to File, Save for Web. Here it gives you some more options. Maximum number of colors for web is 256, but that takes up more file size. So as you can see, smaller the file size, but obviously the worse your button is going to look on the web. So I'm going to go with 64. You can still see all the colors pretty well, and it'll create a smaller file size. Go up here and click OK. I call this home.gif because this is my home button. And there you have it. Now if you need to create more buttons for the same web page, all you do is, I'm not going to save that, go back in, open your button template Photoshop file, select the text tool, highlight your home text, and see, we'll call it next. This will be the next button. And there it is. Didn't have to recreate the button, didn't have to redo the lighting effects of the drop shadow, just had to change the type. So all you got to do is change the type, save for web, select OK, and call this your next.gif. Select save. And you can do that for any number of buttons that you may need. So there you have it, a very simple way of creating a button in Photoshop.